Hi there and welcome to Yum Paleo. My name is Jack and what we're going to be making today is some lovely pork chops with roasted carrots and roasted beetroot with a side of a carrot and parsnip puree. So I know there's a lot of carrots in this dish, but it's just a good way of getting rid of if you've got loads of excess carrots and stuff. But they're going to be done in different ways, so it should be quite nice. So to start with, I've got the oven preheated at 200 degrees Celsius, so that's around about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And I've got a pot of water boiling behind me here. So I'm going to be adding the carrot and the parsnip into that pot soon, and that'll boil for around 15 to 20 minutes before it can get taken out and whizzed up with the hand blender, just so we can have it as a puree. So I've got roughly 4 to 5 carrots and 4 parsnips in this bowl here that I've already chopped up. And in this bowl here for the roasted carrots, there's about 6 carrots here. And for the beetroot, I've got baby beetroot, so I've just washed them down and took off the roots, and I've got 10 there. So the carrots and the beetroot will be going into on this roasting tray I've got here. I've just put some foil on top. So I'll actually bring that over here. And what I will do is just move this pork out of the way. Now the pork chops will take around 4 to 5 minutes on each side, so we'll do that just before, when there's about 10 minutes left on the roasted vegetables. So what I'm going to do is, we're actually going to put I've got some honey here, which I'm going to, actually might just put all of the beetroot and the carrots together and drizzle this honey over the top. Like so. Then add a bit of olive oil. I'm actually going to add some olive oil onto that tray as well, so I can just brush that around so they don't stick. Just get these out of the way. Then a bit of black pepper. Bit of salt. And a bit of dried thyme. Alright, so I'm just going to mix this all around. So once you've got all the oil, the honey and the herbs covered onto the carrots and the beetroot, then we can get ready and start lining them on the roasting tray. So before I put them on, I'm just going to brush the oil around on the foil of this tray. Then we can just start to line it. So just start placing them down. Let's pop these behind me. Just put them down in any odd order, doesn't matter. It's quite a full tray, but the carrots will shrink down, so don't be too alarmed if you feel like there's too much on the tray. I'm just going to drizzle some of that. Just take the lid off this one behind, because we're going to put those carrots and parsnips in a second. Great, so now we've got all these lined on the tray, I'm just going to pop this in the oven. And we might just give them, just flip them over in about 10 minutes or so, just so they can all move around in there and get evenly cooked. So what I'm going to do now is just pop these into this pot behind me. Just let them boil for roughly the same time, like 15 to 20 minutes, and just poke your knife into one And if the knife goes through the carrot or the parsnip easily and slides out, then they'll be ready to take out and we can start mashing them. So I'll see you in about 10 minutes when we can get started on the pork chops. So I'll see you soon. Okay, so welcome back. Now the carrots and the beetroot have been roasting. I left them they've been in there for about 15 minutes now, and they might need just like about 5 or 10 minutes longer than what I initially thought. And the carrot and the parsnips are boiling away nicely, so they'll be coming out soon, ready to mash up. So what we're going to get started on now is, I've got this pan heating here. Just going to add a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to add our pork chops into this. And I've also seasoned these pork chops with a bit of salt and pepper and a tiny bit of thyme, so you can just do that if you want to add just a little bit more flavour to them. Okay, so I'm going to get ready to put them all in now. Just turn up the heat on that. Cool. So the pork chops are going to need about 4 to 5 minutes on each side. So while they're doing it, I'm just going to check on the carrots and the parsnips to see if they're done. Yep. So they're ready, so I'm just going to take those out in a second and we can get ready to blend them. So check the time again. So around 4 to 5 minutes from now, we're just going to turn these pork chops over. Okay, so I'm just going to drain the carrots and the parsnip. Okay, so now we've got all that drained, we can start to whiz it up. Now I might add a bit of coconut milk if I feel like it needs it, but it's not essential to put in. Okay, so just stick it in and just start whizzing it up until we get a nice consistency and it'll be ready to go. And also you can chuck in some salt and pepper if you wish. Okay, so I've just flipped these pork chops over now. It's smelling great, so just another 4 or 5 minutes on this side. And just continue with the blending of the carrot and the parsnip. Okay, so I'm happy with the carrot and parsnip puree now. Put that there. And the pork chops are very nearly done. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take the roast veggies out of the oven. Now don't be worried if some of them are slightly black, that's okay, it just means that they're nice and roasted through. So what I'm going to do now is just get a plate ready. I'm just going to put it all together, so just wait for the pork chops to finish up. So I'm just going to grab a few. 2 beetroot. Okay, so those pork chops are done now. And just grab this one. And spoon some of this lovely puree onto it. And we are done. So there we go. It's a pork chop with a bit of seasoning on it, some roasted carrots and baby beetroot with a parsnip and carrot puree. I really hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you here for another great recipe. See you soon.